And right now, some Chicago aldermen are at the U.S. Mexico border to see for themselves where migrants are crossing into the U.S.
They're part of a small delegation meeting now with members of the local government in El Paso. CBS 2's Sabrina Franza is live in the newsroom. Sabrina, what's the latest?
Erica, one of the goals for this trip to better inform the city's response here at home. We're hearing the three alder people have been in meetings with El Paso leaders all day, just after landing in Texas earlier this morning. Also today, new developments on the city's first migrant base camp and pushback on another shelter in the mayor's backyard in Austin.
Then when we say something, you want to ignore us. We are not going to be ignored.
Amundsen Park. Neighbors say programs there were moved today. The fitness center closed.
When I went up in there, they told me we're closed.
The field house could house over 200 migrants. No one's moved in, as some in the community attempt to file an injunction against the city, hoping to stop it from happening altogether.
We are not okay with having our park taken away from our seniors and from our children, for our youth.
We're told a judge ruled neighbors have 7 days to prove this is an emergency before an injunction can actually be filed and movement officially paused. Meanwhile, thousands of migrants still sleep at police stations and the weather is getting colder. It's possible hundreds could be housed at 38th and California, the site of a proposed tent base camp. Previously, we told you about plans for this space left in plain sight, outlining locations for housing, sanitation, dining, and an intake center. After our reporting, local alderwoman Julia Ramirez released a letter saying in part, quote, city officials are working with the property owner of the vacant lot to open a climate-controlled temporary shelter for migrants. Next Tuesday, she added she plans to hold a meeting at Kelly High School at 6 p.m.
The mayor's office has been relatively quiet about the border trip. He was going to go himself, but decided to stay in Chicago to focus more on migrant housing. We did reach out to the Johnson administration for more details on the base camp and on what's happening on Amundsen Park. They did not get back to us, and we will keep asking. In the newsroom, Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Sabrina. And now a look at the latest numbers here in Chicago. There are more than 11,000 migrants living in city shelters, while more than 3,600 new arrivals are still waiting for housing. The majority of them staying at Chicago Police District buildings until a spot at a shelter opens up.